Hello students, wish you a happy morning. Continuing with this same unit, magnetic effects of current, let us move to the next topic. Force experienced by a current carrying conductor in a uniform magnetic field. We have talked about Lorentz force. Lorentz force is the force experienced by a moving charge in a magnetic field. And when we talk about a current carrying conductor has electrons moving in it. So actually these are moving charges. Hence whenever we have a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field, it will experience a force. Let us find what will be the force experienced. For this, let us consider a uniform magnetic field. And in this field, let us place a conductor. This conductor of length L and area of cross section A. The current flowing through the conductor, let it be I in this direction. This is the current flowing in the conductor. The magnetic field is B and the angle between the current and the magnetic field is theta. The angle between the current, when we say current, we can also say the current element L. L is the length. We can also call it, according to Biot-Savart law, as the current element. The direction of current element is same as that of I. At this point, we also need to see the direction of the electrons. The electrons move in a direction opposite to the current. And therefore, the drift velocity of the electrons is in a direction opposite to the current. The direction of current being upwards, Vd is in the opposite direction. So here we have taken length of the conductor as L, area of cross section as A, I as the current flowing through it. Let N be the number density of the free electrons. Number density, if you remember from the last unit, it is the number of electrons per unit volume. So here, what will be the force on one electron? By Lorentz force, the force will be minus E Vd cross P. This will be the force experienced by one electron. How many electrons are there in this conductor? Will be N into the volume, number of electrons in the conductor, N into the volume, and the volume is A into N. Therefore, the total force experienced will be the force experienced by one electron into the total number of electrons. Let us rewrite this expression. We can rewrite it as I have taken L inside. Now here I have two terms L and Vd. Let me rewrite them. The direction is here minus of Vd. The direction minus of Vd means the direction of the current, which is the direction of the current element. So we can rewrite this as taking L as the vector and magnitude of VD, we can write it like this. This is the direction minus LVD, that is direction of opposite to the drift velocity, and it is equal to the direction of the current or current element. So we can substitute for this term as VDL vector, and we get here NEA we get this NEAVD. From the last unit it is current, so the force experienced by the current carrying conductor would be IL cross B. In the special cases, suppose the wire, the conductor is parallel to the magnetic field. In this case, theta will be 0 degrees or 180 degrees. In that case, the force would be ILB sine 0 degrees, that is 0. So if the current carrying conductor is parallel to the magnetic field, it does not experience any force. In the second case, let us take L perpendicular to B, that is theta would be 90 in this case. So F would be that is, in this case, if the current carrying conductor is placed perpendicular to the magnetic field, it experiences maximum force ILB, and the direction of this force is given by Fleming's left hand rule. We discussed this rule when we were talking about Lorentz force. This rule is only in the case when the angle is 90 degrees, that is when the current carrying conductor is perpendicular to the magnetic field. This rule states that if we take these three fingers of our left hand, the central finger, the forefinger and the thumb, and place them, stretch them perpendicular to each other, then with the central finger, if it points in the direction of the current, if the forefinger points in the direction of the magnetic field, then the thumb gives the direction of the force BIL experienced by the current carrying conductor. This we can apply in another case also. Suppose we have two parallel wires. Two wires are there parallel to each other, carrying current, say I1 and I2. The wires are AB and CD. Say they are distance r apart. These two wires, they will exert a force on each other. Let us find the force that they will exert. We are finding the force experienced by two parallel current carrying wires. In this case, we have taken the current in the same direction. We can also take the current in the opposite direction. So, these two wires are there. Current I1 and I2 are flowing in these wires respectively. Due to the current in I1, there will be a magnetic field around the wire AB. At any point on the wire CD, the magnetic field due to I1 we can find B1 due to a straight current carrying wire is mu naught I1 upon 2 pi r. This is the expression, and the direction of this magnetic field is given by right hand palm rule. If we stretch the palm of our right hand perpendicular to the thumb, with the thumb pointing in the direction of the current, then the curled fingers, they give the direction of the magnetic lines of force. We want to find the magnetic field at this point, at the point P. When we hold the wire AB with the thumb pointing in the direction of I1, the magnetic field lines will pass through P and they will be inward, making circles around it. So at point P, the direction of the magnetic field will be perpendicular to the plane of the board and pointing inwards. The direction of B1 is perpendicular to the plane of the board and pointing inwards. So the direction is like this, inwards. Due to this magnetic field, now this current carrying wire, which we have just found the expression in the last derivation, the force experienced by the wire CD. Let us find the force. It is mu naught I1, force is I1 L I2 L B1 sine 90 degrees. I2, the current in CD, B1, the magnetic field in which CD is there, and sine 90 because the angle between the magnetic field and the wire, the current element, is 90 degrees. So this becomes I2 LB1. Substituting the value of B1 from here, we get mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi r into L. This is the force experienced. The direction of the force can be found by Fleming's left hand rule, because here the angle between the current element and magnetic field is 90. So let us use our left hand. The central finger points along the current, the forefinger points along the magnetic field, then the thumb will give the direction of force. Placing our fingers in this way, the central finger is pointing in the direction of the current, the forefinger, it is pointing in the direction of the magnetic field, then the thumb is pointing in the plane of the board towards the wire AB. So the direction of the force is, this is the force on the second wire. So the direction of force is along AB and towards AB in plane of the board. We can find the force per unit length also. The force per unit length would be mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi r. This is the force, and we can write the unit as Newton per meter because it is the force per unit length. This is the force that will be experienced by the wire CD due to AB. And similarly, we can find the force experienced by AB due to CD. it will be the same expression we will get. The direction of force in this case was towards AB, and when we find the force on the wire AB, the force will be towards the wire CD, equal and opposite force, and so we can say when we have two parallel wires carrying current in the same direction, they will attract each other. They will experience equal and opposite force towards each other. They will experience an attractive force towards each other. And the magnitude of the force is mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi r. This is the force when the wires are placed in air. If we change the medium, then for that medium we can take the absolute permeability of that medium. In case now the two wires they have current flowing in the opposite direction, or we can say they are anti-parallel. In that case also we can find the expression in the similar manner. The expression will be same, only the direction will change. In that case the two wires will experience a repulsive force. F1 and F2 will be away from each other and they will experience a repulsive force. At the same time here, we define ampere. Ampere is the unit of current. From this relation, mathematical expression, we can define 1 ampere. Let us substitute here I1 and I2 as 1 ampere and the distance between the wires as unit length 1 meter. Then the force per unit length, let us represent it by small f. It will be mu naught upon 2 pi. I1, I2 are 1, R is 1, so we get it here mu naught upon 2 pi. What is the value of mu naught? Mu naught is 4 pi into 10 raised to power minus 7. So this becomes 2 into 10 raised to power minus 7. This is force per unit length, so we can write Newton per meter. So when a current of 1 ampere flows through two parallel wires separated by a unit distance, the force experienced by the wires is 2 into 10 raised to power minus 7 Newton per meter. We can define 1 ampere as that current which when flows through two wires separated by a unit distance makes them experience a force of 2 into 10 raised to power minus 7 Newton per meter. So this is it for today. Thank you. Have a nice day. Continue studying. Be safe. Bye.